Hey, good morning, and thanks for waking up with me. So, yesterday I was talking about moving on and making some changes, and today is a little bit similar to that. So, there's so many things in life that we know we should be doing, that we know that we could be doing, and we know that life just isn't really what we want it to be because we haven't made some of those changes, and yet something holds us back from doing those things. And it's an interesting concept, really, if you think about it. That's, I think, so many of us are guilty of exactly this. You know, if you want to be in better physical condition or if you want to lose weight, that you should be on some sort of diet that doesn't involve a lot of sugar, a lot of high calories, a lot of empty calories, and that you should probably exercise or at least get some physical activity to improve your health. And I think we all know that, but a lot of us don't necessarily take the time to do it or act upon it. That soda on the shelf or that piece of cake there at the birthday party or any number of things, or the fast food that's just so convenient to just swing in and get some real fast and grab it on the way out, and oh yeah, go ahead and supersize that for me, will you too? And yeah, no, make that soda diet, because I don't want to get crazy here. Except that the food is not necessarily the best thing for us, and you know that. And driving around in your car and then getting out and going in and eating and then sitting down in front of the television and just relaxing for the evening, it feels good, but it doesn't necessarily keep you in good shape. And over time that adds up. And we all know this. And the reality is I could give you every good idea I've ever thought of in my entire life. It doesn't mean that you're going to change. It doesn't mean you're going to do it. It doesn't mean you're going to listen, even if you're still listening right now. But the information is still there. And we're at a time and place in our life and our culture and our technology of sharing with people around the globe within a moment, within an instant. And we have far more information than we ever did. And the reality is many of us just, watch silly cat videos or census, fails or this or that, and waste our time not necessarily learning anything at all, but just, looking around and doing things or being dreary or just giggling at mundane things or watching television, which all too often is pretty pointless. So we find ourselves years later realizing that we haven't improved our education like we thought we would. We haven't gotten the promotion that we thought we deserved because we haven't grown with the company, because we stopped doing things, because we stopped changing. It's a little harder to get up the stairs. It's not as great to go for that hike anymore. It sounds romantic, but yeah, wow, that's a lot of work, isn't it? And I've been guilty of this in my past as well. But as I came up on 60, it increasingly occurred to me, in the middle of the COVID pandemic and all these things going on, that, here I am, I'm surrounded by a disease that attacks people, particularly on a respiratory level. And I had stopped doing cardio years ago. And my lifestyle and my work style has led me down the road of far, far, far too many fast food meals. And since I don't drink coffee, Coca-Cola was my standby for caffeine and a bit of a sugar rush to get me through the day. And in this past several months, I've changed all that. And I've moved away from the things that I know were bad for me. There's no mystery that Coca-Cola is not a healthy thing to consume, especially in the quantities that I was consuming, which I don't even want to tell you how much, but it was an unhealthy amount, times 3 or 4, quite frankly. So I've moved forward from that. And I'm hoping to move forward in many other ways in the way that I'm thinking. I'm reading more books now. If I'm not reading, if I'm driving, so I can't read, then I'm doing audible books and I'm listening to things, some of the old classics for one, and some of the new stuff that's out there. And I'm consuming a great deal of content. I'm more aware of the news. I watch news from the conservative and from the liberal side of things, and I also listen to some world news so that I can get a more rounded picture of it, so I can be more aware of what's going on this planet, not just right here in my neighborhood. And I'm doing so many other things. But why am I talking to you about what I'm doing? Well, because I'm hoping to encourage people who are thinking about it to maybe get up and start doing it. I'm hoping to bring you along on the same journey. I'm hoping that you'll chime in from time to time and give me even better ideas than what I'm doing right now. and tell me how things could be better, could be different, or the things that you've done that made it different, or the things that you appreciate. I was on a phone call earlier today to straighten out an issue I had with one of my credit cards. And the person on the phone related a little thing to me, that it's the tiny raindrop that becomes an ocean. It's the little things that matter. It's the little things that add up. I heard something years ago about, a grain of sand can eventually become a beach. Obviously not by itself, but together and in mass. And as the things mount up, the small things, the little things in life keep adding up, it makes big changes. For the good or for the bad, that's up to you. But we have the power to control that, and especially when it's small things. It's so much easier to handle than doing some large thing. I'm never going to ask you to just flip your whole life upside down on its head and expect you to stand through it, because very few people make those kind of changes and stick with it. The first of the year is coming up, and many of us will be doing our New Year's resolution, and as commonly will happen, many of us will start and do that for a week or two, or we'll write them all down, and the next day it's like, okay, so yeah, it's snowing outside, I'm not running today. I meant, when the weather gets nice, that's what I meant. Or something else, right? Or there's one more party to go to, or well, I'm just going to finish this cheesecake I already have because, I don't want to throw away food. There's all kinds of reasons we give ourselves for not doing the things that we know we need to do. Sometimes we just straight admit to ourselves that, no, that's too hard. I can't do that. Can't is the wrong answer. You won't do that. If you know you need to do something and you know that your life will be better for it, you need to do it then. Now, I'm not here to tell you what that is, because your life is different than mine. But I am here to ask you to give it some thought. Because my belief overall is that as we improve as a species on this planet, as we become better human beings as a whole, it's for the betterment of ourselves and for the community at large. We're all stronger together. We're all much more influential together. And even if we're completely different from each other, there's always common ground. We all want to be safe and secure. We all want to know that we have a place to live, a place to stay, a place to bond with other people. We all want to be appreciated in some fashion. We know that we're going to be able to eat and survive. We all would like to be healthy. I don't think anybody wants to be sick. We have all those things in common. Now, our definition of what that is and all the little things that go along with that, those can vary quite a bit. But the reality is, as long as you're thinking for the greater good of people overall, you're probably going to find that you have a lot in common. If you focus on the negative, you'll get negative. If you look for the positive, you'll find it. And there's no better time to start doing that than right now. I hope you like my messages. Click on like if you like it, subscribe if you like. I hope you do. But more importantly than anything is, if you find value in what I'm saying, please share this with somebody else who needs to hear it. I'll talk to you soon.